American Liberty Radio Network. How are ya? Well, we have a lot of stuff going on today. Holy crap. Where do I begin? Okay. Where do I begin? Okay. Well, let's begin from the beginning, shall we? Lots of things going on, lots of things happening, lots of things just falling apart as we watch the news. So we watch all of that. Additionally, we have things happening around the country, around the U.S. But then my question is anybody paying attention? This is the question. Honestly, that really free-thinking individuals have to ask. Is anyone paying attention? You know, I often, I often look at myself in the mirror and say, when did I wake up? When did I become aware of what was going on around the country, around the world? When did I get involved in all this geopolitics? What happened to cause me to have the thoughts I do? Well, being raised in a very work-related family, task-oriented family, very well-educated family, I have to say that moment that I thought to myself, when did all of this when did all my education result in my understanding what was going on? When did that happen? Well, that's a good question. That's a very good question due to the fact that being as educated as I am, I found myself looking at everything that I knew, everything that I've learned, everything that I understood. I looked at that one day and thought, wow, are we messed up or what? Is the United States of America one big melting pot of bullcrap or what? I don't have anything against the United States of America. I have everything against its government. I kind of question the not motivation, but the integrity and the morals of the vast majority of the citizens of the United States. But I guess those questions will be unanswered. I often look around and say, well, people have their own views. People have their own perspective. People can perceive anything they wish. And that's absolutely true. Do you not agree? That's absolutely true. So what I did was, many years ago, over 25 years ago to be exact, I thought to myself, you know what, since everybody has their own perspective, since everybody has their own way of looking at things, and because perception is one key to understanding, I'm going to look at this. People have a perspective. In other words, you're standing in the middle of the room looking straight ahead. You're not turning your eyes, your head, anything, and then you start turning your eyes and your head and everything, and you begin to perceive. Your perception becomes a little more, advanced at that point. You become more aware of your surroundings. Now, you must interpret what you see. Okay? That's just the way it is. Okay? That's just the way it is. All right? Because I don't see it any other way, folks. Your perspective is one thing. Your perception is another thing. How you interpret it is something completely different. I'm going to take a little break. Go to AmericanLibertyRadio.com, AmericanLibertyRadio.com. Email me at AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. The reality underneath the honesty. Listen to Brian Lang over at Live Truth Radio. Go to LiveTruthRadio.com for more information. What we see is not reality. It is distorted reality. Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker on Facebook. The only choice for all your independent hits on the internet. Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz. Go to RadioRockTheBlitz.blogspot.com. Sharing the truth one fact at a time, without all the BS. This is the American Liberty Radio Network. Hey folks, how you doing? And welcome back to the American Liberty Radio Network right here. Go to AmericanLibertyRadio.com. AmericanLibertyRadio.com. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or even if you want to, send me an email, please do at AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. How, excuse me, how is it? I mean, seriously, this is a serious question here. I'm not being jovial by any means. How is it we've let these people into our country that want to do nothing but bring down this country? How have we allowed this to happen? How have we? Excuse me. What have we done? What have we done? How maybe I shouldn't say how, maybe I should ask why. Why have we allowed these people into our country? Why do we have wide open borders? Why do we consider this country to be the melting pot of the world? Why do we consider freedom and liberty of the United States of America to be the shining lighthouse on the shore, welcoming everyone here? Did you know, excuse me, when you, in regards to what's happened in Paris, France this past weekend, did you know that the French gave us the Statue of Liberty? Did you know that? The French gave us the Statue of Liberty. And that little inscription that's on the front of it. Yeah. So, why have we opened up the borders? Why do we leave them open? Why do we have... You can ask why all day long, folks. We can ask why all day long. And if you have 10 people in a room, you're going to have 10 different perspectives and you're going to have 10 different answers. Well, you can see that play out in front of you with these presidential campaigns that are currently going on. I also look at it this way. If at some point, just hang on here. If at some point, If at some point somebody says, you know what, we need to close the borders because of, and they give you the reason, don't you think that we should close the borders? 3 states in the United States have already told the federal government, we're not taking these refugees in. That's just the way it is. Now watch the dominoes fall. But then again, let me go here. Let me go here. This might be the massive psyop that everybody was talking about. This might be this might be something that is happening due to the fact that the controllers have written the script and are following it verbatim. Okay. This might be the angle to which the New World Order will set up their whole organization worldwide with a one world government. And along with that, you'll have a one world religion. Now, if you've read the Quran, I've skimmed through it. I haven't read the whole thing, but I've listened to scholars who know it from front to back, upside down, everything, every way you can possibly imagine. And guess what? It's basically telling people, you're going to believe this and nothing else. And if you don't believe this, we're going to kill you. You either convert, move, or leave. I mean, convert, move, or die. Convert, leave, or die. That's just the way it is. There's a video on American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook that you might want to see. Excuse me. It's a former Muslim, now a Christian pastor. He's got the inside scoop. Who better to know what goes on in the Islamic religion than a former Muslim? I would suggest you watch that video. Okay? It's entirely up to you. But here are the facts, folks. Here are the facts. It's real simple. It's real simple. The Islamic faith, the Muslim religion, is nothing more and backed by the Quran is nothing more than a cult of death, organization, religion. It's not a religion of peace. Never has been. Never will be. If you look at the history of what they've done, do you really think that they're a religion of peace? Now, let me also throw this out at you. Excuse me. Got a little something going on there. Let me throw this out at you. And I said this on my Facebook page. Not all Muslims are bad. Not all Muslims are bad. It's the radical Islamic jihadists that are bad. And these are the people that we need to wipe off the face of the planet. Not in an aggressive or assertive manner. Not in an offensive manner. No, in a defensive manner. If they come here, it's going to be a bad day for them. Now, I say that not because I'm one, not because I'm one fry short of a Happy Meal, but because of the fact that it is our God-given right individually to protect ourselves, our families, our friends, our neighborhoods, our cities, our states, and our federal government. Now, that last part you may not agree with, but we've got all of this going on. We've got all of this going on. And it comes down to this. What do you want? Do you want these Islamic jihadists coming in, these radical jihadists coming in and slicing and dicing your family every which way they can because they won't convert to their way of religious thinking? Huh? Well, let me bottom line it for you here. We have a God-given right to protect ourselves on every level. We are going to protect ourselves on every level. I don't give a crap what anybody else says. You meet me with violence, I will return it tenfold. Now, I don't give a crap what people say. Well, that's violence never solved the problem. No, it didn't. I totally and absolutely agree with you. Violence never solves a problem. I totally agree. But when someone confronts you in a violent manner, it will have to be a violent response from you to stop that onslaught of violence against you. Okay? I'm just pointing out the obvious here, all right? If, for any reason whatsoever, if you decide that you would rather sit back on your front porch, grab your beer, and watch life go by, or if you decide to go watch your stupid football games and UFC battles and not care one iota about what happens in your neighborhood, I have a suggestion for you. Put a sign on your front lawn that says, "Come take what you want, I'm not going to defend myself." Because basically that's what you're saying. You're telling all these other countries and these radical Islamic jihadists, take what you want, I'm not going to resist. That's basically what you're telling them. Now, I know that's extreme, and I know that's harsh. I absolutely understand that. I know this. But I'm not going to sit here and be wishy-washy. I'm not going to sit here and not tell you exactly what's going on. Okay? If you're wanting to know, let me show you. Okay? I find it incredibly odd. This is just me. I find it incredibly odd that certain people will always, have I said always? Disagree with me on every level. From drudgetoday.com. Quote unquote, just wait. Islamic State reveals it has smuggled thousands of extremists into Europe. Syrian operative claim more than 4,000 convert ISIS gunmen had been smuggled into the EU. Hidden amongst innocent refugees, the ISIS smuggler, who is in his 30s and is described as having a trimmed jet black beard, revealed the ongoing clandestine operation is a complete success. He smiled. Just wait. That's a quote from him. The Islamic State operative spoke exclusively to BuzzFeed on the condition of anonymity and is believed to be the first to confirm plans to infiltrate Western countries. Islamic State, also referred to as IS or ISIS, is believed to be actively smuggling deadly gunmen across the sparsely guarded 565-mile Turkish border and onto richer European nations, he revealed. They are following the well-trodden route taken by refugees and migrants traveling across the border of Turkey, then on boats across to Greece and through Europe. There are now more than 4,000 convert ISIS gunmen, quote-unquote, ready across the European Union, he claimed. He said, quote, "If someone attacks me, then I'm sure I'll attack them back." Okay, that's on American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. Okay? I seriously cannot and will not put up with bullcrap ever again. Okay? I just won't. All right? And here's a really good reason why. Because I don't have to. Okay? Now, I've passed my break, so I'm going to take the break now, and I'll be back. And we'll get into something. I don't know what, but we will get into something. I'll discuss something. We'll go in some other direction. We'll, I don't know. This is a short break. So I'll be back within about 30 seconds. So don't go away. And I shall return. If you have any questions, comments, or anything you want to talk to me about, email me at AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. You can go to the website as well, AmericanLibertyRadio.com. I shall be back right after this. The reality underneath the honesty. LiveTruthRadio.com. What we see is not always the truth. Lies, deceit, cover-ups. This is the world we live in. This is not reality. This is distorted reality. Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker on Facebook. This is the American Liberty Radio Network. Go to AmericanLibertyRadio.com and email us at AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. When the coffee is done, sit down and have a cup and listen to the best independent music station on the web. Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz. Tom Slick delivers all the independent hits and talks about new music from all of your favorite artists. Listen to Tom Slick on the Morning Brew, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern, only on Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz. For more information, go to radiorocktheblitz.blogspot.com. The reality underneath the honesty. Listen to Brian Lang over at Live Truth Radio. Go to livetruthradio.com for more information. Hey folks, welcome back. How you doing? This is the American Liberty Radio Network, AmericanLibertyRadio.com. If you want to go to the website, AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com is the email address. I wrote something earlier today on my Facebook page, and it's real simple. Rush Limbaugh is right. Mark Levin is right. Michael Savage is right. Glenn Beck is right. Alex Jones is right. Michael Vera over at LateNightInTheMidlands.com is right. Brian Lang at LiveTruthRadio.com is right. Nick Tucker of Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker is right. And I'm right. Immigration, on the scale it is at the moment, and the overwhelming acceptance by people to welcome people into the various countries they are going to, is completely turning once great nations into crap holes. What happened in Paris, France, was created as a huge false flag event. 70% or more of the U.S. citizens do not want illegal aliens or anyone else here. This government will not and is not listening to us, and they will never, because as George Carlin said, they don't give an F about you. The government is using the CIA and others, including the Immigration Department, to bring others into this country and into other countries. How do you think hundreds of thousands of migrants can get into a country as quickly and as securely as they do? That's what I said on my Facebook page. I don't know, folks. Also, there's a meme on my Facebook page, which I'm going to share on American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. And it really is something that is very clear and concise. There are 21.8 million armed forces veterans in the U.S. Let that sink in. Over 14 million of them can walk into combat tomorrow. Let that sink in. The governor of Michigan, Governor Snyder, directly defies Obama's orders in allowing the refugees into his state. Now, here's something that I know that the president is totally delusional. I know this. He's got some mental issues. I'm speculating on that. Obama claims Islam part of the founding. Here's the truth in the founder's own words. See, in the past, President Obama has literally said that Islam was part of the founding of this country, of the United States. Well, he is absolutely, totally wrong. Okay, absolutely. President Obama has continually asserted that Islam was, quote-unquote, woven into the fabric of the United States since its founding. Obama claims that Muslims have made significant contributions to building of this nation. The claim is laughable to anyone who has studied U.S. history. Historian David Barton spoke to Glenn Beck and tore the president's claims apart. Okay? So when I get back from the bottom of the hour break, here in a little bit, I'm going to continue on with this article. Because I want to break down, just for a brief period, exactly what this whole situation is all about. Why does the president think that Islam was a part of, or as he claims, woven into the fabric of the United States? Okay? So when I get back from the break, I'll let you know. And read more of this article as well. So, yeah. So, there's a lot, folks. There's just a huge amount of stuff I want to get into, but I'm going to play this. You may have heard this before. I'm going to break, so I apologize for the repeats. I'll talk to you in a bit.
What we see is not always the truth. Lies, deceit, cover-ups. This is the world we live in. This is not reality. This is Distorted Reality. Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker on Facebook. This is the American Liberty Radio Network. Go to AmericanLibertyRadio.com and email us at AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. When the coffee is done, sit down and have a cup and listen to the best independent music station on the web. Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz. Tom Slick delivers all the independent hits and talks about new music from all of your favorite artists. Listen to Tom Slick on the Morning Brew, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern, only on Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz. For more information, go to radiorocktheblitz.blogspot.com. The reality underneath the honesty. Listen to Brian Lang over at Live Truth Radio. Go to livetruthradio.com for more information. Sharing the truth one fact at a time, without all the BS. This is the American Liberty Radio Network.
Hello, folks. I'm back. No music, no nothing. I'm just back. Kind of slipped my mind. I couldn't get the music up right away. So anyway, hey, got a question. Before I go on with this article at thefederalistpapers.org. It's on American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. So I have a question for you. I'm going to ask. It's a very simple question. Nothing too extravagant. You're not going to have to really put your thinking cap on for this one because it's not that deep. Question is, you got people in your neighborhood that would rather steal, destroy, be like locusts in a wheat field, and just take everything you have. My question is this. What are you going to do to stop them? Just a real simple question. What are you going to do to stop them? Going back here, the president here on federalistpapers.org, the headline reads, What the Founders Thought About Islam in Their Own Words by Keith Farrell. I don't see a date that it was posted. But he goes on to say, President Obama has continually asserted that Islam was woven into the fabric of the United States since its founding. Obama claims that Muslims have made significant contributions to building of this nation. The claim is laughable to anybody who has studied U.S. history. Historian David Barton spoke to Glenn Beck and tore the president's claims apart. Barton found the first real contribution any Muslim made was in 1856, 80 years after the founding, when then Secretary of War Jefferson Davis hired one Muslim to help train camels in Arizona. Not exactly a resounding contribution, since the plan to fight Native Americans via camelback was soon dismissed. But Muslims did have an influence on early America, and the influence was one of a foe, an enemy. After winning its independence from England, American vessels no longer enjoyed British protection. France, dismayed by the U.S., would not aid in its war against England, also ceased production of American ships. The result led to American vessels being raided and plundered by Muslim pirates from the Barbary coast. After agreeing to pay 10% of the new nation's dismal GDP in exchange for passage, attacks continued. Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, and Benjamin Franklin were sent as representatives to mediate the problem. It was there that they discovered that the Islamic law the pirates followed made it their duty to attack non-Muslims. Quote, The ambassador answered us that the right was founded on the law of the prophet, that is, was written in their Quran, that all nations should not have answered their authority were sinners. Now, I want to emphasize this. I'm going to stop right here and interject this. I want to emphasize this first sentence. Quote, the ambassador answered us that the right for them to do what they do was founded on the laws of the prophet. That is, was written in their Quran, that all nations who should not have answered their authority were sinners, that it was their right and duty to make war upon them wherever they could be found, and to make slaves of all they could take as prisoners, and that every Mussulman who should be slain in battle was sure to go to paradise, unquote. Jefferson wrote to Secretary of State John Jay, explaining peace was not possible. Okay? Just putting it out there. Okay? Just putting it out there. There is no peace that can be made between the Muslims and free people. Period. End of sentence. That's my own editorial. Continuing with the article at thefederalistpapers.org. Ben Franklin wrote of his experience, quote, nor can the plundering of infidels be in that sacred book, the Quran, forbidden, since it was well known from them that God has given the world and all that it contains to his faithful Muslims who are to enjoy it for right as fast as they conquered it. This is directly from Benjamin Franklin. John Adams, in his report to Jay, wrote of the Muslim prophet Muhammad and called him a military fanatic. That's a quote from John Adams, who, quote, denies that laws were made for him. He arrogates everything to himself by force of arms, unquote. By the time Jefferson became president, the Barbary Coast was extorting 25% of U.S. GDP, and attacks were still occurring. Jefferson wasted no time in signing a war powers request, which launched the U.S.'s entire naval fleet to wage war on the Barbary pirates. Jefferson saw the fleet off, ordering the U.S. soldiers to chase the pirates all the way to Tripoli, giving rise to the famed verse from the U.S. Marines anthem. President Obama is correct when he says that the Muslims shaped this country, just not in how he means. They provided the context and the need for U.S. Marines and provided our first lesson in battling extremism. It cannot be appeased. Extremism must be routed out through force. So that was that. That was that. TheFederalistPapers.org, that is on the American Liberty Radio Network page as soon as I put it there, because it was on my personal page. So there you go. The bottom line from what I gather from that is this. You cannot appease extremism. You cannot make peace with the Muslims who are radical Islamic jihadists. You cannot do that. It cannot work. It will not work. And literally, there's going to be some problems, all right? There's going to be some huge problems, okay? We look at everything and we see one very glaring problem. Immigration. I'm not against immigration. No. Don't get me wrong. I'm not against immigration. What I'm against is corruption within the immigration departments and illegal aliens. If you want to be a part of this country and assimilate and do the best you can and be here in the United States, do it legally. If not, get the hell out. Just get out, because we don't want you. No one wants you. That's just the way it is. And if you don't like it, I honestly don't really care. Okay? I just don't. I'm going to take a longer break, folks. I don't usually do this at this portion of the show. I usually do it at the bottom of the hour, but I didn't. I wanted to get into this. So anyway, I'm going to take a longer break. I'll be back in about 4.5 minutes. Go do what you got to do, because, hey, if you don't, nobody else will. So I will talk to you in a bit.
The Grand Adventure. Yeah.
From the directorial debut of Brian James Griffo, two brothers faced with a rare genetic disease that causes blindness decide to take a journey of a lifetime and answer the question, what would you see if you knew you were going to go blind?
It honestly makes me feel so small, and like whatever problems I have are nothing.
What would you do?
You're supposed to smell it first.
Who would you meet?
This is an opportunity for us to connect with people.
Oh, I can see you.
In a groundbreaking documentary that cuts to the heart of what it means to be a brother.
It blows my mind that 100 years ago, this is how people would have done this trip that we're doing. Yep.
And gain a world of vision while losing eyesight. Come along to be inspired and reminded of the very meaning of life through a 12,000-mile road trip. Driving Blind. Coming soon.
Coming to America.
Hey, this is Frank Hannon. I want to tell you about an exciting brand new rock and roll album coming out this year by guitarist Greg Golden. Greg Golden's new album is some old school sounding rock and roll music that's sure to be a classic, featuring some killer songs, blazing guitar solos, and awesome lead vocals by Jeff Sandoval and Randy Scholes from Montrose.
Far away, so far away, find peace inside the four winds play.
Take a listen to some of these songs on this album.
Old school rock and roll, got the music in my soul. Old school rock and roll, everybody gonna lose control. Maybe crazy, but I ain't no fool. I live my life by the golden rule from the old school. Yeah, of rock and roll. Woo! Won't see it coming, but it's coming fast. That girl just does what she please, like a bad winner, baby. Cool on in and take you down. A bad winner, baby. No safe haven where she's found. Turn on the radio. Just time to make the show. Get on your dancing shoes. They're getting rave reviews. No other place to go. We're going back to Reno. Burning hearts, tears, and flames in the rain. Burning hearts, tears, and flames in the rain.
Be sure to check out the new Greg Golden album coming out on Red Hawk Records this year. www.greggoldenband.com.
Hey, folks. folks. How you doing? Yeah. How you doing? I hope you can hear me. This Spreaker has a new app out for your desktop now. You can record and do all that. And some of the stuff is just like, I don't know. It says some of the things here say, enable this so that your listeners can't hear this or whatever it is, It's like, I don't know if it's on or off. I have no clue. So I don't know. But anyway. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah. I was here. You go to American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. Okay. The whole issue, here it is. This is what I wanted to tell you all about. It's a video that is on American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. You got to scroll. I'll put it at top here. You got to scroll on down to find it. But I'm sure you can find it. And that is CIA and French intelligence meet prior to attacks. So there you go. There's that. But I want to change gears and go here. On American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook, I have an article up there from naturalblaze.com. Don't know who that is. Don't know anything about them. Okay? Nothing. This was posted November 13th. Written by John Vibes. Outspoken drug critic Dr. Carl Hart recently made comments in the media about how the popular big pharma drug Adderall is pretty much crystal meth. Dr. Carl Hart, an associate professor of psychology and psychiatry at at Columbia University, who specializes in drug abuse and drug addiction, is also an outspoken critic of the drug war and made comments in the media recently about how the popular big pharma drug Adderall is pretty much the same thing as crystal meth. When appearing on All In with Chris Hayes on MSNBC, Hart spoke about the crack epidemic and how it allowed the media and the politicians to overlook many of the issues with poverty and violence that existed in poor areas of America's cities and instead use crack as a scapegoat. Hart admitted that crack is dangerous, but that it has been used as a scapegoat by the government, and like many drugs, there is a lot of misinformation out there about it. So there's a video as well. I'm going to put this on American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook, so please check it out. Going into vaccines, going into this, going into that. Let me just point something out to you. Let me ask you a very simple question. Why are you putting poison in your body? You don't know where that came from. You have no idea what's in there, do you? Well, it's good for you. Yeah, because you've been indoctrinated to believe it is good for you. Okay? So why are you putting that poison in your body? I don't see any reason why you need to put that crap in your body. Questions. I want to go here. Okay? I want to go in this direction. All right? I want to make sure that you know that what you see on your network TV and what you see on those channels and here and all of that, right? I want you to be absolutely positive that it's true and accurate and factual. From timetounite.com, there's a video I just put up on I think I put it up there. Well, if not, let me go do it now. I think I did. Yes, I did. There it is. From timetounite.com, the headline reads, Staged Paris False Flag Bomb Hoax. Some people simply do not get it. Just after the author here of this article said, some people just don't get it. Just after I posted my latest article stating in the easiest way possible that this Paris attack was indeed a false flag attack and the real agenda was to again get the invasion of Syria going, I came under attack from some trolls who attempted to flood my comment section with complete and utter bullcrap. I, of course, have deleted all of their comments and have refused to post them. Obviously, I had a nerve, and am very close to the real truth. Otherwise, there would have been no need to put me in their bullseye. This is from Keel. It's up on timetounite.com. You can click on the link on American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. I want to be absolutely and positively very open and very blunt. And the facts will back me up. People that point fingers at me or Alex Jones or Michael Vera or Brian Lang or Nick Tucker and say that you don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to be very blunt. You people are the laziest people I have ever seen. Lazy in terms of you don't want to do the research because you want everything handed to you. You don't want to find the answers because you want somebody else to give the answers to you. You don't want to go through the process to learn anything. You just want something handed to you and fall right into your lap. Well, listen up, jackass. You ain't getting it. And you're only going to be fed bullcrap by the people in your own party and in your own organizations. That's just the way it is. And the first place they're going to feed you crap is your governmental indoctrination institutes, or better known as schools, colleges, universities. So remember that next time you try to debate somebody that knows the truth. You don't know a damn thing. Now, to the people who know, and the people who have the answers, and to the people who understand and see what's going on, I applaud you. And a lot of you folks have said, well, peace and love and light and all of that is going to help. And I'm not denying any of that. No. What I'm also not denying is the fact that even Jesus went into the temple and turned over the tables of the money changers. Got it? If Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, and Abraham Lincoln were here today, well, not so much Abraham Lincoln, but Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, and a few others of our founding fathers and presidents of these United States were here today, there wouldn't be any problem with the radical Islamic jihadists in America, because they would have gone and met their 72 virgins many, many years ago. But here's the other problem. Like that article said, or how I interpreted it. And let's go here. Is it so far-fetched not to believe that this was a staged event? Well, I would say, let me reiterate, let me change that a little bit. Let me rephrase that a little bit. It's not that difficult to believe this was a staged event. The evidence backs it up. Now, what about all the people that died? Well, they did. I feel sorry for them. Thoughts and positive energy going out to them and their families. But the bottom line is, y'all got to pay attention. Because the evidence backs it up. It's right there in front of your face. And if you can't see it, not my problem. If you keep saying, I'm one of those, you're one of those right-wing conspiracy nut jobs that just can't understand anything. Well, let me tell you something there, genius. I understand a hell of a lot more than you really think. And I can run circles around your intellectual merry-go-round because obviously you have gotten so sick from your indoctrination that you've become delusional in your way of looking at things. So I don't want to hear it. God, you have a whole lot against everybody that doesn't agree with you, do you? No, I want people to disagree with me. But I want them to have some smarts about it, too. Some common sense. Intellectually, in the halls of debate, at the table, throw down, man. Put your information down there. Let's check it out. Who knows? I might learn a thing or two from you. I don't know. Because you don't have the balls to meet me for a debate. You don't have the guts to send me an email telling me that you think I'm wrong because, and add what you believe would convince me that I was wrong. By the way, I know where you get the information, so I'm not too worried about that. If anything, or should I rephrase that, if nothing else, I know what people are going to do in regards to trying to trip me up. I know from front to back. I know their playbook. I know what they're going to do. So anybody that tries to, debate me or tries to do what they need to do to shut me up ain't going to happen. Because I know exactly where you get your ammunition. Okay? It's just the way it is. Just the way it is. Folks, I'm about out of here in about a minute. So, you know what? It's always great to talk to you folks. It really is. And I truly believe you're smart enough to figure out what's going on. Okay? So, take your time, one day at a time, 1 minute at a time. Pay attention to what's going on. Figure it out. And take care of yourselves. Because, hey, that's what you need to do. This is American Liberty Radio, sharing the truth one fact at a time without all the BS. And I'll talk to you guys later. Enjoy yourself. And always remember, I'll be here. Where will you be? Talk to you later.